Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today we've got COVID health protocols from Princess Cruise Lines, and so I'm going to let you know what all of them are and what we need to do, if anything, about them as we prepare to sail. So first of all, I would like to welcome all of our Let's Go family members, and also welcome to all of you who are new. If any of you have not subscribed yet, we would love to invite you to subscribe. It will make you a member of our Let's Go family, and I think you will really enjoy being a part of this amazing community. And so, like I said, we have got COVID health protocol updates from Princess. And if you have not cruised and you are not up to date on all of this, I have a video that walks you through everything, and so I'm going to link that below. The 4 main things that everyone needs to be aware of is that you need to be vaccinated, you need to show proof of that vaccine, you need to have a negative COVID test to show at embarkation that was done within 2 days of sailing, and you also need to plan to wear a mask in all indoor areas unless you are eating or drinking at that moment, and also in outdoor areas if you cannot socially distance. And so those of what have been for quite a while now. So I just wanted to make sure everyone knew about those. And now let me bring you up to date with the changes on the Princess protocols. So first of all, they've got a new heading, and it says, "Are children under 5 permitted to sail?" They said, while there's no explicit age restriction on their cruises, COVID-19 vaccines are not widely available for children under 5 years old at this time. They will not offer a medical exemption for vaccination for children under 5 years old, for whom, like I said, there is no current path to vaccination. As a result, for the time being, cruising will be limited to vaccinated guests age 5 and older, and they do apologize for any inconvenience. And so make a note of that if you were hoping to cruise with younger children very soon. Another update that was a part of this, and we have all been, I know, really excited to hear about this. If anyone has a cruise booked to Alaska this year, here we go. Here's what Princess has so far. They say for 2022 cruises starting or ending in Vancouver, Canada, including applicable Alaska itineraries, we are working with Canadian authorities to determine the special guidance on testing for cruising. We will advise guests on these cruises once that information becomes available. And it also says guests who travel internationally should ensure always that they understand the entry and airline requirements to travel from their home country and the destinations they plan to visit, including where health authorities may require pre-travel COVID-19 testing. And so there it is. Clearly, Princess is working with the Canadian authorities on what we're going to have to do as far as being able to go to Vancouver and get on a cruise ship. I am sure that we will also be hearing about what to do if we have any stops in Victoria, Canada, because a lot of cruise ships stop there. And I would also like to point out, when we went on a cruise that was from Anchorage to Vancouver. This was before COVID. And then once we disembarked in Vancouver, we got off the ship and took the Princess Shuttle down to the Seattle airport just because our flights were so much cheaper. And so I'm thinking that they are going to offer some guidance on that as well. I'm not quite so worried about it because they'll just be taking us directly from the port and down to the airport, but we will just have to see if they've got any testing requirements. And I'm sure we'll hear as it gets closer. And so that I thought was a really big update. I also wanted to point out with everyone, along with what they're letting us know about Canada, there is a place on the Princess website that lets us know that if you are going to be sailing out of the UK ports, which is Southampton, if you'll be sailing out of there before March 31st of 2022, that you are also required to show a negative COVID test done within 2 days, but that will be provided for you right at the port. and it's included in the cost of your cruise. It does not cost extra, and so don't be worrying about how you're going to get your hands on a test over there. If you're flying in and you're worried about how you're going to get tested there to get on the ship, don't worry. It's going to be included. And clearly you'll have to get tested before you leave the United States, or, if you're flying from somewhere else, because right now there is a requirement to have a negative COVID test and be vaccinated to get into the United Kingdom. And so I just wanted to let you know what Princess has said their protocol will be thus far for those cruises that'll be sailing by March 31st out of the UK. The other thing that they are adding is some more information about testing. And before now, they've had some testing options that always expired on a certain day. And so they have now extended it so that if you are sailing out of Los Angeles, San Francisco, or Fort Lauderdale until February 28th of 2022, that Dock Go option to be tested will still be valid. And so what it does is you can go on the Dock Go website. It's just DOCGO. And 10 days before your cruise, you can make a reservation to be tested at the terminal on the day that you cruise. You have to have a reservation to be able to do that. They said that the number of tests they have available is limited, but they don't say how many that is. And so, and then as you do that, a $100 charge will show up on your shipboard account. I want to remind everyone that if you make a reservation with them and you don't keep it, you will still be charged. So make sure that if you find testing somewhere else and do that instead, make sure you cancel that reservation. But that has been extended. And I also want to add just a really quick note here. As we have previously known, Princess has contracted with both Optum and Radeas to be able to order the home COVID tests that you do with the healthcare professional with a video call. And I wanted to point out, in cruising, a lot of people are also talking about ordering the tests through eMed. And I just wanted to let you know, you can order your test from eMed or from Optum or from Radeas. No matter where you order them from, you get the same test. It's the Abbott Laboratories, the Binax Now, I think is how you pronounce that. And like I said, they're the ones that you have to do with a healthcare professional on a video call with you. And then they provide the results to you. And so, well, you'll be able to see the results, but they see the results as well and give you the official document that you need for those test results. So I just wanted everyone to know that you can order them from any of those places, and it is just fine. And so be aware of that. And then the other update that they're really mentioning a lot is so you can get tested that way at the port. And for a while now, Princess has mentioned that they have got testing at the port for people who come and have not been able to get a COVID test. And in this update, the wording has changed a little bit. And so let me read it to you. It says that for fully vaccinated guests who can show proof of testing within the 2-day window, but have not been able to get their test results, Princess will have a mobile testing option there as a backup at the port. And so I don't know if they were having too many people trying to use this option, but now they have narrowed it to say that if you're fully vaccinated and you had a test done but can't get results, they'll have one for you. And so that is an update. And then they also still strongly recommend that everyone get tested before you leave home. That way you don't have to travel if you're positive for COVID and then turn around and go home. And like I said, they do point out that if you test positive at the port, that you and your travel party will not be able to board the ship, and you will get a future cruise credit for your cruise. The last thing that is important to remember is what they are saying about excursions. And I don't think that the places have updated, but I want to make sure that everyone is really aware of what's going on, because yesterday Barbados updated their protocols for cruise passengers, well, for anyone who is visiting Barbados. But I wanted to let you know that they are on the list of locations that Princess says that you need to have an excursion booked with the ship in order to get off the ship. And so let me tell you about that. The 4 places that absolutely you need to have your excursion booked with the ship they list are in Bridgetown, Barbados, Gatun Lake, Panama, Rousseau, Dominica, and Castries, St. Lucia. And I wanted to tell you that with the update from Barbados yesterday, they said that if you want to get off, you need to be in a ship in what they call a bubble excursion. You need to be in a ship excursion. But they also talked about being able to get off the ship if you were with some of their licensed tour guides who are a particular group able to do bubble excursions. And I just want to tell you that I wouldn't rely on that. If I were going to Barbados and I wanted to get off the ship, I would definitely book a shore excursion with a ship, because you don't want to get there and your person doesn't have the right license or the right qualification, and then you don't get to go where you were hoping to get to go. And so I'm just putting that out there. And they also point out, it just says we strongly recommend that you choose Princess Shore Excursions. It says you have to follow all the COVID-19 requirements, and you have to stick with your group. And so I just wanted to put that out there so that everybody is aware of it. And then the last thing is, the other day, I mentioned that people on these Hawaii cruises that are like they're 15 days or longer, they're getting tested extra. So I refreshed my memory. And if you are on a voyage that is 15 days or longer, you will be tested after 7 days, and then after another 7 days. And that they also pointed out that that does apply to the Panama full transit sailings. And so that was just an extra note that they added. And so I'm excited to have the updates that we've got. It's good to know that they're working on Canada for us, and we'll all know what to expect as soon as they know. If any of you have any questions about any of this, just put it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. And other than that, I hope that everyone who is sailing right now is having a glorious time, and that if you've got a cruise booked, that you really do get to go. And it's a week now until we get to fly to Fort Lauderdale, and a week from tomorrow we get to get on the ship, and we are so excited, and we're so excited to bring all of you along. And so put in the comments if you've got anything you want us to find out about. I've had a couple of requests already, and they're written in my notebook, so we will find out for you. So I will, if you also appreciate this video, will you please give it a thumbs up, because that will help us out as well. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.